Hi, I'm Peggy. Welcome to my channel. We are talking to fixed signs. So that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Um, I do have some cards pulled here, and it looks like we're going through some stuff. Okay, but Spirit and God wants you to know right off the hop here that this situation is temporary. Okay, but it is very important that we overcome these challenges. Okay. Our healing work is super important because we need to get back on track with ourselves, our lives, and our purpose. Okay. So when we have tower moments, people fall off, things change, things are just simply destroyed. You know, this is protection. This is divine intervention. This is exposing what is not seen. Okay, truth. These are all hard things to swallow. It's all hard things to accept. It's all hard things to grow and move from. Okay, but just really embrace the opportunity after you do the collateral damage to assess, yourself, your purpose, and your gifts, right? Spirit also wants you to really focus on keeping your life in balance, keeping yourself in balance. Okay, so that's, showing up for work, showing up for yourself, showing up for your family, showing up for your pets, whatever they may be, situation may be there, right? To really believe that you have everything you need and believe, okay? Believe that this is happening for your greater good, as much as that might be hard to believe sometimes, okay? So sometimes our wounds blind us from the how, what's, where, when, why's. Okay, but that is not for you to dwell on, because once the truth is exposed, you be like, God's showing me this for a reason, and I'm choosing no more. Right? It comes down to your choice. Right? So be mindful of your thoughts. Okay, so when we're in loops and this person is still existing in your system somehow, it's because forgiveness. You have not done the final closing phase, which is forgiveness. Forgiveness is your power. Boundaries are your protection. Okay? Forgiveness is letting go of the story, what happened, your losses. Okay? And just really allowing that energy to leave you. Okay? Forgiveness does not mean access to you. Okay? Access is a boundary, and boundaries are your protection. So keep your boundaries. Okay? Focus on rebuilding your life. Okay? That could be ground up, that could be simpler for some of you, but really just focus on building yourself up, building your life, building a foundation. Um, you know, um, there's a card here that says travel, so this could be something as simple as go for a walk, get out of the house. This could be go visit family, go visit a friend. This could be travel, could be something as simple as meditation, right? Clearing your vessel and traveling to a place that you have not been in a while. Clarity, peace. Okay, so we're just gonna leave that there for now. I'm not too sure about this travel card, but as far as what I'm picking up, that's what that is. Now, whether this person is trying to come back into your life or you're looking for somebody new, be mindful. The card specifically says don't put the boots on them. Okay, so this is don't put your wants, your expectations, your manifestation on somebody. Okay? Allow them to show up. Allow you to see the truth. Okay? Especially if it's this person trying to present themselves. I'm healed. I've changed. You know, it's hard when they try to come back in. But again, lean into your faith, okay? When it comes to that, if someone's trying to come back in, lean into the faith of God showed you something. God removed them. You know, why would you be letting them come back in? You know, because then you're kind of doing some self-abandonment, which you might have done in the journey of that relationship anyways. But let's get to the place where we don't abandon ourselves and our worth and our value and our purpose for being here on this planet. Okay? All right, so let's dig into some dirt here, see if we can get some more information of what's going on here. Tell me more about this person. Okay, we got a bunch here. See what's going on. Really? Okay. So you, standing in your truth, your faith, your purpose, this person has absolute anger and animosity towards you. So much that they are doing dark magic, ill-wishing, sabotaging you in whatever way they can. Okay, so some of that could be spiritually, some of that could be through gossip, slander, smear campaigns, whatever it is that they do. Okay. Oh. And these cards are all telling me that there are blessings coming for you, greater things coming for you, but that's going to be because of the work you're doing to overcome these challenges, right? Your discernment, your accountability, your responsibility of healing yourself, your world, and your life. Okay? So this person doesn't want you to have all this. Okay? So let's look at what garbage this person is doing. Tacky. Yeah. Okay. All right. Witches who subtly engage in religious practice while concealing their true intentions. Manipulator, deceiver. Okay, so they could be hiring somebody to do work or get in your business under the pretense of, I love them, I want them back, how can I heal this? So they're using this information to learn about your life, your blessings, to see what they can do to mess that up for you. Garbage. Garbage. All right. What else do we have here? We have soul imprisonment. So rituals intended to trap a person's soul or consciousness in a particular place, circumstance, or cycle, preventing their growth and spiritual freedom. Access denied. Curses. Not a shocker. So curses, just so you know, it could be something simple as wishing you harm, right down to like spiritual practices, dark magic. Okay, so this card reads an energy or spell cast to bring misfortune, harm, or bad luck to the person it's directed at. It could involve personal, financial, emotional, or even physical consequences. Okay, so this person really doesn't like that you stood up for yourself, stood your ground, chose yourself, whatever your story is. Okay, so return to sender. Okay, you are blessed and protected. And bottom of the deck, spell work backfiring. Okay, so everything that is being sent to you, because you are moving in discernment, in faith, and taking responsibility for yourself, you will be protected by God, your ancestors, your angels. And if you are finding you're having series of traumatic events or just bad luck, pray more. Okay, pray and ask your angels to step in, not to retaliate, not for revenge, but for clearing your energy, that these things don't stick to you. Okay, so these ill wishes, these curses, pray that you are moving correctly, you're in alignment, worry about your navigation. Okay, and when it comes to this dark magic being sent to you, clear that chaotic energy. Smudge your home, smudge yourself. It could be something, if you need to do the physical act of ritual, that is great practice. But something as just simple as I'm recognizing this anxiety, this stress, this chaotic energy. Please relieve me of this. Please give me the alignment, discernment, and guidance to move that I don't hurt and harm myself. Okay? Because prayer works, and so does dark prayer. Okay? But dark prayer, with your conscious awareness, you can defeat it. Okay? Return to sender isn't retaliation. It is simply not accepting. Okay, I'm not accepting this dark mail and returning it back to sender. And they will have to deal with the consequences of their thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, and actions. Okay, and God sees everything. Okay, but this is also an opportunity for you to build your relationship with God and your angels and your ancestors too, right? Because we do live in a very demonic, dark world, and we do need to be aware of what we're allowing, what we're tolerating, what we're accepting, what we're taking responsibility for, when absolutely you shouldn't. Okay? People. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's close with this. See if there's any other little energies that we need to look at, focus on here. Okay. Challenges, obstacles, and solutions. Right? So, say personally, you need to make more money. You need to look for better jobs. You need to create opportunities for yourself, get creative, right? It's just looking at your obstacles and then making plans, okay? Looking for solutions and praying for guidance and solutions is great, because sometimes when we're in chaotic energies, sometimes our fear or anxiety or depression or doubt is clouding, right? So we need to really clear that constantly so we can be a clear channel to the guidance. Otherwise, sometimes we're tripping, okay? And sometimes we are just tripping and it's not a curse, right? So sometimes we are just doing it to ourselves because we are not pulling ourselves out of that low vibration, that low frequency. Okay. Right. So allow yourself some grace and time, right? I know sometimes things are dire, like, we need our paychecks. If the lack of money is very serious, if bills not getting paid, that's very stressful. That's kind of immediate. But at the same time, you can only do the best you can. Ask for help. Look for help. Look for, there's always a solution. Okay, I'm a firm believer of that. Right, home. Right, so you got to protect yourself and protect your home. And we do that with boundaries, prayer, observation, consciousness, and alignment. Okay? So focus on the good in yourself. Okay, guys? Take care.